Sports fan, this is Stephen Hill checking in for JustMyPicks.com, and I'm bringing you a special top 5 NFL quarterback selection going from 2014 to 2015 season. I've broke down a lot of the stats, I've broke down a lot of the projections, and I'm going to give you the top 5 quarterbacks going into next season. We're going to start at number 5. Number 5, the Indianapolis Colts quarterback Andrew Luck. You look at a lot of quarterbacks in the league, you look at what he's done in just a handful of years in the league. You look at players like Tony Romo, Matt Ryan, players that have been in the league for a while that should have a grasping understanding of how it's going to be. And sometimes they still get it wrong. But this guy, Andrew Luck, he's no longer a rookie. He's improved leaps and bounds each and every season. Coming into the NFL draft with RG3, there was a debate. Who's the more polished guy? RG3, as always, was the raw guy that needed to learn more and things like that. And we saw that Andrew Luck was clearly more polished. But the talent level is going above and beyond what we thought, because Andrew Luck has legs and he can run potentially on certain plays, on certain bootleg plays. That gives the Colts a bigger play frame that they can mess with. When they had Peyton wasn't necessarily a runner. He was a thrower, as we all know, but Andrew Luck has the big arm, he has the big legs, and he can manipulate defenses as he wants to. We've seen him get better wide receivers this season, even though he lost Brazile to a year-long suspension for the substance abuse. You're looking at him still having Reggie Wayne getting back. You're looking at him having, if Trent Richardson and he can do anything on the ground, that's going to be a better thing for him as far as opening up the play action. You're also going to have just a better coaching staff. You know, they made a lot of improvements, and you have to look at what they potentially could do if this offense took another step in the right direction. With T.Y. Hilton at the helm, you could possibly have big play after big play after big play. And if that Colts defense can hold people to not scoring as much, you're looking at them being able to pin their ears back and Andrew Luck control the football game with his arm and Trent Richardson running the ball. You also have to look at the Colts as Chuck Pagano likes to do, the defense, and he's evolving. He's bringing in guys that fit that system, and you know that they're going to be able to do a lot of good things. You do have a couple of struggles and a couple of suspensions you have to deal with on that team, but Andrew Luck, his wide receivers will not hold him back from developing, and he will become an elite quarterback this season. And I just see from his projection year after year, and just look back at the Kansas City Chiefs game in the playoffs. He brought that team back on his back, down by 21 points or more at halftime, and to do that what they did, that miracle comeback, he has so many comebacks in his young career. I think he broke a record for it. So you're just seeing some of the things that he's going to do in the future, and he's going to be a great quarterback. Starting this year, you'll see him take that elite status as going into the top 5 of the NFL quarterbacks. Now for number 4. It's no question, Mr. Drew Brees, Mr. New Orleans, the guy that keeps that team afloat. When you don't have Drew Brees in the pocket, this team's not the same. And you look at that offense, if they can get Jimmy Graham's contract situation down pat, Marcus Colston is a great wide receiver. And you look at them losing so many weapons like Darren Sproles. Drew Brees is one of those guys that he can plug in almost any wide receiver and make that work. Because they have that advantage of them playing in the Superdome every year, 8 games, you have to look at that being potentially one of the best home field advantages in sports, like Seattle has with the Seahawks. So you're looking at Drew Brees saying, can he get any better? I think he can. He's becoming known for 5,000 yards passing per season. So it's not going to be a big surprise if he throws for another 5,000 yards this season, because the offense is that talented. They didn't lose Sean Payton, so they have the mad scientist in the lab that he can generate plays. He can do a lot of things well for the New Orleans Saints and help them possibly even get back to a Super Bowl, because you can win nowadays with offense, because the offense continuously gets better as far as dynamics in the NFL goes. And you know, in the NFL, you can't touch wide receivers when the ball's in the air. So you even sneeze on one of the Saints wide receivers, it's going to be 50 penalty flags everywhere, and that'll give Drew Brees a big advantage, because he is one of those quarterbacks that escalates his game as the game goes on. He gets hotter as the game goes on, and he will help the Saints win a lot of football games this season. Now, going into number 3, Mr. Tom Brady. Whether he has stars like Randy Moss, Wes Welker, or whether he has no-name guys like Danny Amendola, he's continuously showing us he can carry teams on his back. Did he make the Super Bowl last year? No, but he got his team to the playoffs. That's what matters. Tom Brady produces year after year. He gets the job done, whether it's no-name guys, whether it's people we know, whether it's people off the street. So with Bill Belichick there and that defense getting better and them getting Vince Wilfork back, that will definitely help those guys. But you have to look at it. With Revis now on that team, that will give that defense a swagger, just like it had when Aqib Talib was there. But I think that Revis is a little better than Aqib Talib. So with that being said, the defense is going to get their guys back and they're going to get healthy. But then you have to look at what potentially could happen on that offense. If Gronk comes back and he can play healthy for a couple of weeks and he can be ready for the playoffs, he potentially could be a game changer in any football game that Tom Brady plays in. He's got that suave debonair off the field, but when he gets on the field, Tom Brady makes plays. He gets the job done and he helps the New England Patriots become a better team. Now, looking at number 2, you have to look at Peyton Manning. Even though he choked in the Super Bowl, didn't have a lot of help, Peyton Manning is still Peyton Manning. During a regular season, he will do his thing and get his numbers. With the Denver Broncos, they have gotten better. They lost a key part of that, Eric Decker, to the New York Jets during free agency. But what he still has is Demaryius Thomas. What he still has is Julius Thomas. He still has playmakers around the wings. And with them adding Sanders to the mix, that's more speed, that's more firepower to add moving forward. Now, Peyton Manning has to get the job done in the playoffs. That's what matters. Regular season, Peyton's going to win the awards. He's going to throw for 3,000-4,000 yards. He's going to have all the touchdowns. He's going to break records. We know these things are going to happen. But what has to happen is Peyton, during the playoffs, goes and gets another Super Bowl. He has the talent on defense now with DeMarcus Ware. He has some help also with Ward back there, and they are continuously with Aqib Talib trying to improve this team. They have a better defense by leaps and bounds. Now the offense, it's on you. It's your turn. Let this defense get a 14-point lead, pin their ears back, and chase the hell out of whatever quarterback or whatever running back is back there. And you're going to be better this season, I feel, because that defense with DeMarcus Ware, he scares people. Being a Philadelphia Eagles fan, seeing him 2 weeks out of the season, possibly 3 when they met in the playoffs, that was not good for McNabb. That was not good for Vic. That was not good for anybody that was our quarterback at the time. So that's why I feel like Peyton Manning is going to take that step. And lastly, Mr. Aaron Rodgers, Mr. Big Time, Mr. State Farm, Mr. Double Check, if you will. Seeing Aaron Rodgers progress and seeing how he handles being the Packers quarterback has just shown me he as their leader is tremendous. You know, I have a lot of respect for the guy because of what he does. He came behind Brett Favre. He threw himself out of that shadow in less than 5 years. Won a Super Bowl. So you have to look at Aaron Rodgers potentially being the best quarterback in the NFL because he can spin the ball. Even you saw the struggles. The Packers were not the same team without Aaron Rodgers. And the way that he slings the ball, he can sling the ball 75 yards falling backwards just like, it's nothing to me. So you have to look at Aaron Rodgers and what he brings to the table and all the dynamics he does for the Packers. And they lose a lot of weapons. They have a lot of interchangeable parts. But Jordy Nelson is a key factor. You have to look at what he can do going down the field and how he can get better. You also have a lot of little wide receivers that a lot of people don't know about that you'll see them this year become bigger stars, more household names. Also, with Lacy running that football for Green Bay, that's going to open up a lot of play action. Aaron Rodgers does have legs also. He can run the football. So you're looking at the Packers having one of the best, if not the best, quarterback in the NFL on their team, and that's why I think that they potentially could make the playoffs and challenge for a Super Bowl, because Aaron Rodgers, when you have a quarterback, he could potentially get the job done. This has been the top 5 NFL quarterbacks going into 2014-2015. Let me know what you think about my list. I know there's some names you've seen on there before, a couple of names you haven't seen on there before. So let me know what you think in the comment section below. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know. Let your voice be heard, and we will get back to you. We will debate with you. Check out justmypicks.com for all the breaking news, all the updates, all the things like that. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter, JustMyPicksTV. Also, check me out on YouTube, YouTube.com/JustMyPicksTV for all the breaking news. Don't forget to subscribe and share my videos in your sports group so we can debate with you. Thank you very much and have a great day.